I'm glad I was volunteered. Okay.
So, welcome everybody to the workshop. We are continuing on with some of Frankie's ideas that I used. I finished Frankie at this stage. You can see I'm right behind me. But I'm backing up a bit and we're going to just talk about certain things that I did. So, anyways, I'm going to talk about attaching the body tube or the head tube to the body. And I'm actually going to bring up my video. Just hold on here, people. And it should pop up. Give it 1 minute. And I'm frozen. There it comes. There we go. Okay. Here's the work table. So as you can see with this little guy, I will move him over here. The neck should be in enough position. Actually, I'll take him off the stand. Enough position so that you can give lots of movement and to the neck. Move the head without the body interfering. Looking down, looking up, moving the head in all directions without the body interfering very much. So I use two different methods for my puppets. One I like more than the other. For this one, I use velcro. Not a big fan of velcro sometimes for this method, but works well overall and very accessible. So what I've done here is measured, and that's the tricky part. There's no real easy answer for measuring for the neck. You basically get the neck where you want it, and you kind of pin on the velcro. And then what I do is sew it once I get a position I like, especially on the neck tube. And then you measure the neck tube inside the body. So here I just sewed the pieces on of velcro. And then inside, which I hope you can get a shot. Yes, you can. Here, let me move the light over a bit more. What I've done is I use suede, and I sew the piece of velcro to the suede, and then I glue the suede into the area that I need. I usually stick it to the neck tier, the piece here. I put it inside the body, and then I smack it on where I want it and pin it down. So I know where I want it. And I do that to the front and the back near the bottom. There's the back part near the bottom of the puppet. The reason why we put it near the bottom is so that the head and the neck will move separately. So if you put it too close to the top, when you turn the head, the whole body will turn as well. And we want to keep it only, usually the head to move, and keep it as a separate part to the body. And there's times that you want the body to move, and you can move your whole arm or your whole body to make the body move if you want to do that. So that is one method of attaching the head tube to the body. So I just pop it back in, line everything up. That's the good thing, is it always lines up very well. You don't have to fiddle with that with this method. And there we go. The head is back on and he's ready to go. Okay, and the reason why it's great to remove the head from the body is to be able to fix heads. Also to clothe them. It's a lot easier to clothe them with the head off. Now let's look at Frankie, because I used a different method for Frankie. And he's got clothing on, so I might have to take it. Whoops. Well, there goes a button. Okay. I'm not surprised by that because I was sanding them, and the threads got pretty loose on it. Anyways, so I'm going to show you the other method that I use, which I really like. I use snap buttons. This is one end of them right here. They're your ordinary snap buttons. I got them in the larger size. I put one in the front, one in the back, sewed them on by hand. And then inside the body, I basically use the same method. What I did was use suede, hand sewed them onto a piece of suede, and then I glued them inside the body. Very much as the same method as the Velcro. And I did it again, front and back, and I measured them pretty much the same way as I did with the Velcro. These really hold strong. I will tell you, when this thing is on, it's not going anywhere. Pretty much the same with Velcro, but I just like the snaps. They take up less space. They're pretty cheap too. You know, budget-wise, they're a bit cheaper. You get 4 per pack, so you can do 2 puppets at a time. And so that's what I prefer. So there are 2 methods of attaching the neck tube to the body, and making sure again that you get the neck the right height so it moves freely and does not interfere, or the body does not interfere, or the head does not interfere with the body or restrict it, because it's really important to have movement with your puppets in that way. So there we go. I hope that helped and gave you ideas. And what I did to use it, I forgot to mention, is contact cement. So after I sewed these items to the suede, I simply used the contact cement like I did with the foam. Put some contact cement on the back of the suede, put it on the foam inside the body, and once they got tacky enough, stuck them together for a permanent, for permanency. And they stay very well, very tight, and they're able to hold the body quite well. These take a lot of pressure, so it's really important that they're well put on, because you have to think they're holding up the body, which usually has clothing on them, and they're just bearing a lot of weight. So, and they're doing a lot of bouncing around, because if you're walking with the puppet, you're bouncing stuff around, and it causes it to end up with a lot of pressure, a lot of pulling on it. Are there any questions about attaching the neck, what I've covered? Is each one a custom operation, or do you have the process refined enough to switch out bodies with other puppets? Yeah, you could, if you were making the same. That's a good question. So they asked if I could switch bodies around between puppets. If I was making pretty similar shaped bodies, and everything's pretty standard for many of the puppets, I would say yes, you could switch bodies around, and they actually do that. Sometimes if they need to have a quick clothing change during a production, whether it's even for television if they're on time restraints, or for theater, they will for theater, they definitely, because of time restraints, they will do that. They will make other bodies and switch them out with different costumes. I don't see a need beyond that to switch bodies out, but you could. If you made your puppets pretty similar, you could switch out bodies, absolutely. But for this method, I use it because I like the flexibility of moving the head up and down all the way around. I also like the flexibility of removing the head for dressing and for fixing, because I can easily remove the neck up here at the top, right underneath the chin area, and I can do some work inside if I need to. It's not very easy, but if you need to do any repairs, you don't have to remove it off the body each time. That's great. Thank you.